Hey, this is Whole Health with Truly Jacob, our writer. So, what is it about whole health? Well, wise words should help give you wisdom on how to have a whole health. So, Wise Words for Little People by Kenneth N. Taylor. Will this give kids or children whole health? We shall see. So we did one video already. Here's the second video of this book. So, Shadow is a guinea pig that likes to run and play. Carrie is in charge of it. She feeds it every day. How many pets can you see in the picture? 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you include the fabric ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, 5. And then 6, 7. 7. Okay. Pets are a lot of fun, but they can't take care of themselves. Do you know that God wants us to take care of our pets? He doesn't want us to forget to feed them or to clean their cages or give them water. That would be mean and cruel. God is happy when we are kind to animals. He made them and He wants us to take care of them for Him. Are you a good taker care of your pets? I hope so. Well, how do we put this? So the person who calls himself my brother, he ended up getting a dog. I ended up getting a cat. But for some reason, I didn't like the cat. And then the person who calls herself my mother, they were the main one that was in charge of feeding them. And I think it was maybe that someone labeled the gender wrong of the cat. The cat was really a girl, not a boy, and they kept calling it a boy. So maybe that's the real reason I didn't like the cat, because someone didn't understand the difference between a boy and a girl when it came to gender. But for some reason, for the dog, it was easy to distinguish boy versus girl, but not for the cat for the longest time. So people kept calling the cat I had a girl. I mean, not a girl. They kept calling it a boy, and it was really a girl. I kept thinking it was a boy. It's a boy. It's a boy. It's a boy. But it didn't have boy gender parts. So, like instinctively, I didn't like the cat because everyone labeled the cat as a boy when it was really a girl. Okay. So that prevented me from really liking it. There was also, like the cats have claws, and if you pet them, the claws come out, and when they purr. So I had a hard time liking the cat because it was like it dug its claws into me. So if it's hot, you would still need to put on a blanket. And so dogs tended to be more friendly and loving towards me, and were happy when you came home and paid you attention. And the cat could be indifferent to you, like, I'm only gonna get attention from you when I want attention from you. So and then the people who claim themselves as my parents, when I was like a young teenager, they're like didn't go through the proper protocols or teaching skills of like, this is how you take care of a pet. This is how you can train the pet to do tricks for you. You can do this for a cat and a dog, you know, like like a pet needs to be groomed, a pet needs to be bathed, you know, like they didn't go over all of that, you know, how to properly take care of your pets, how to feed them. This is your responsibility. You need to learn responsibility and become consistent at it. So it was like sprung on me without any guidance. So, however, when I have encountered pets, and I've been able to pet them, it is calming, it is peaceful, it makes me feel loved, and I would love to be able to afford a pet and take care of it and bathe it, but I keep leaning towards I want a dog, not a cat, because a dog is easier to potty train and stuff. Like a cat has a litter box and you have to take care of the litter box, and it's like I don't really want to do that. So and then there was the problem of, for years it's like no one went over the principle of like, hey, you should bathe your pets. So for years we had a dog and it really never got a bath. And you're like, and it's like, why do you stink so much? Well, no one bathes their pets. So it's like, they can help you with this give and take. They love you, you love them. They give you attention, you give them attention. So there's this mutual exchange of, I will love you, you will love me. And so even though you're the one that has to put the food in their cat dish or their dog dish or their pet dish, it's like you're loving them, you're making sure they have water and food and treats, and then they go out of their way to maybe sometimes sit next to you and be by your side, go for a walk with you. They're a companion. You won't feel alone, right? So yeah, taking care of a pet, that can contribute to whole health, because it teaches you this is how you love your pet, and because you love your pet first, they're gonna love you back, right? Because if you treat them with kindness and love, and you know, you may have to discipline them and be like, no, 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 you know, don't go into the street. You know, we gotta look both ways. You have to make sure you look and see cars are coming so you don't get hit by a car, right? So yeah. So do you have a pet? What is its name? No, I don't have a pet anymore. Would love one in the future. Don't know. Right now I can't afford a pet. Can you remember a time when you forgot to take care of your pet? Was it sad? What did it say? Technically, the majority of the time it was a team effort. The person who calls himself my brother, he said he went into the military. So while he was in the military, his pet was left behind, and it was a dog. And so I ended up being the main caregiver of feeding it the majority of the time, making sure it had water in its dish. And I started making sure that pet got more baths, you know? And so, and then that pet became deceased. It got old, had health problems. The vet put the dog down and put it to sleep, and it became dead. And I cried and I was in tears, because it was like basically the one that was teaching me about unconditional love. And it was like, as soon as that pet was gone, there was like this a drastic empty void in my life where it was like, who's gonna love me now? And so I was hurt, I was really sad, and I'm like, let's get another one. And then the people who claim to be my parents are like, we don't want the responsibilities of taking care of a pet. No, you will honor us, you will respect us, and we're not going to get one at all. So I was like, okay. And their attitude is, if you try to get a pet, we're going to kick you out of the house. You have to do what we tell you to do, even though the pet would make me feel more loved, make me feel like I had a companion, that I had a friend, because it's like the people who call themselves my friend didn't legitimately want a two-sided relationship with me. Same with church members, same with family members. And so basically the people who claim to be my parents are basically like, we don't believe that you deserve any type of form of love at all, So a pet it can help teach what true unconditional love is like. It can give you that balance of you love them, they're going to love you back, right? And so if you give love, you receive love. And then maybe sometimes they give you love first. And you receive extra love. So I really valued having a pet. Is God happy when we take care of our pet? If I don't know if the ones who always existed, if that's their real name, God. But sure, the ones who always existed, if we have pets, if there's or even stuff, if we take care of our stuff, probably the ones who existed before time or anyone else existed, they're probably happy when we take care of our stuff and maintain our knowledge of our stuff and our pets and stuff like that. So a little prayer. Dear God, thank you for making my pets. Help me to take good care of them. So I have no idea if the ones who always existed are the ones that create pets for everyone, or is there a different way of doing this? I don't know if this is true or not, because there's so many things that have gone wrong in my life. My first memory is of losing my memory, and then people coming in and telling me, oh yeah, you were in your mother's womb, and I'm your and then someone was like, I'm your mother, I'm your father, and they had no scientific evidence, they had no proof of this, they had no scientific genetic proof that they're my parents. And so they were just going on and on and on. And then the religion that they keep proclaiming to me is super wrong, has wrong morals and falsehoods in it. So, who actually makes the pets? What are pets? Can you make a pet to have multiple different forms, or is a pet just stuck in one form only? Because is shape-shifting a thing? Is taking on different forms a thing? I don't know right now. What is the truth? So good people are concerned for the welfare of their animals. Proverbs 12:10. So again, they reference the Living Bible. It's a paraphrased. Proverbs 12:10. A good man is concerned for the welfare of his animals, but even the kindness of godless men is cruel. What? A good man is concerned for the welfare of his animals, but even the kindness of a godless man is cruel. I have no idea what that means. Oh, now I have to think about this. Why would the kindness of a wicked man be cruel? Maybe it's that their kindness is just a lesser form of evil, and so it's still cruel. I mean, maybe one of the examples is everyone around me is giving me misinformation, right? About what is really going on in life. Okay. And so, to me, they're being wicked. They're being very cruel and malicious. But then you have some people who you interact with, whether it's on the phone or face to face, and they're being kind. Like their words seem kind. They say words of like, I'm going to help you out. I'm going to love and care about you a little bit. And some of them seem sympathetic to your situation of what you're going through, right? Well, if they're not sincere and truly wanting to help you and truly wanting to get to know you, then yeah, in a way they're being cruel because they're giving you false hope if they're not really going to help you, right? So going back to the pet thing, I'm trying to get on government assistance. Well, food stamps went through, but food stamps don't cover the expenses of food for the whole month. So it's like they say they're going to help you, but then they don't want to make sure you legitimately get 2 to 3 meals every day for the whole month. So that's a form of being cruel, right? So here they're saying, make sure you feed your pets, take care of them. That includes, making sure they're clean. So I'm a living being, right? I need food, I need water, I need to clean myself, I need shelter. Your pets probably need shelter too. I feel like the government and people around me are treating me worse than a pet. So, like, and then you see people, and it seems like they're willing to take care of their pets. Some of them way better than others, and people are willing to take care of their children, and they go above and beyond for other people and their pets. But then I say I need legitimate help, and they're like, we're not going to do anything for you. We don't care. So, I don't know what's going on with society, but it's like, do people think I'm a robot? Do people think I'm a pet? Do people think I'm a slave? Do people consider me a real living being and that I have legitimate needs? Or is there a huge miscommunication thing that's going on with everyone around me? Like, what's the root issue of no one is okay with all of my basic needs being met? Okay, so it is what it is. But sometimes I feel like I'm being treated worse than a pet because the people who claim to be my parents, they're like, it really comes across sometimes they want me to pay them to be my parents. And they want all of my money, and they want to control what food we buy in the house, and I can't get the true food as medicine. And then the government's like, we're not going to give you health insurance that covers chiropractic care and massages, even though your body needs it. We're not going to make sure you get food and learn how to speak properly so you can speak blessings over your food that actually heal all the cells in your body. So it's like, people don't really care about me, but they're gonna tell you to your face, oh yeah, I care about you, I love you. So I guess that's the truth of, that's how a wicked person is really cruel. When they're kind, right? They tell you to your face, I love you, I care about you, and they don't do anything with their words, their actions, and their behavior in full to show you that they truly love you and care about you, and they mean what they say, because they're willing to implement it into every aspect of their life, at least some of the time, and demonstrate that to you and be sincere and genuine. Okay, had to figure that out. Okay, where are the ladybugs? I'm not. Okay, one. Okay, I don't really see any ladybugs. I'm not sure if that one is. That one looks like it is. So I think there's only one ladybug in these 2 pages. How many ladybugs did you find? Hope you like this video. Again, what is whole health? What makes you feel loved? So yes, having a pet would make me feel loved, but I need to be able to take care of that pet. I need to be able to take care of myself too, with the basic essentials of life, of like food, water, shelter, clothes, transportation, to be able even to handle taking care of a pet. I also have severe health conditions. I feel drained of energy every day. Like it takes way longer to do certain activities. I feel like I use up way more energy than necessary. All my cells seem to be swelled up, and I sometimes have pain in my bone, and I feel muscle tension in certain muscles like almost constantly. So, and then it's like there's wrong curvature of my spine. So, and then I have weight gain, and it's like, I'm now, taking in fluid, and fluid is being maintained in my cells, and it's not getting out of my body. So I have weight gain from my body keeping too much fluid at times. So I'm just like, what's going on? Am I ever going to get well? That is the question. So again, in my videos, I want to be positive, but it's like, well, if you're in a negative, toxic environment, if you're surrounded by wicked people who show you at times kindness and then they really don't do anything to help you, you know, it's like, I'm sorry, you're going to talk about the negative environment that you're in. Yes, I'm trying to make the best of my situation. How do I escape these wicked people? That is the question. How do I eventually get to the point where I can afford a pet, and that pet and I can mutually love each other, and I help the pet out as much as I'm able, and the pet helps me out as much as they're able, and we both mutually love each other equally. And then maybe sometimes you need a separation where it's like, okay, you need time to be by yourself. I need time to be by myself. Okay, so, there's times to be together and cuddle together and love each other, and then times for separation, So, there's a balance, right? So, yes, I think owning a pet helps with whole health, but you have to know when you're really legitimately able to handle this and when you're not, because it is a responsibility. And if you have severe health problems, you may need aid for yourself first, before you can handle having a pet and being truly responsible for that pet. So, you know, um, there is a balance. And, my pets, they were indoors and outdoors. So, and I kind of like the idea of having a pet where it's like, they, um, understand traffic and cars and vehicles, and they help you do things. They may help you find food. They may help you find free stuff. I don't know. And then, and they're really a companion. And then, you do fun activities together. So, and, I picture a pet going with you on a boat, riding by your side in a vehicle, your traveling companion, your vacation companion. I have this crazy idea if pets could eat normal food, that they'd sit at the table, or you'd have a lower table, and then they eat their food, and from their bowl you eat your food, and you may even have a tea party with them or something. If they would cooperate, I don't know, is that possible? But it sounds like a lot of fun. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have a pet, what kind of activities do you like to do with your pet? And what kind of pet do you have? Do you have a bird? Do you have a guinea pig? Do you have a rabbit? Do you have a ferret? Do you have a fish? Do you have a turtle? Do you have a lizard? Do you have a dog? Do you have a cat? Do you have a sheep or a lamb? Do you have a goat? Do you have a cow? Do you have a horse? I may be forgetting something. What kind of pet do you have if you have a pet? So again, I hope you enjoyed this video. Acknowledge the truth. So that is my advice. Acknowledge the truth, because that may help bring you to this state of whole health. So if you're in a very negative environment, or somewhat negative environment, or super positive environment, acknowledge the truth of where you're at. Do that self-assessment. And what's going to help bring you whole heart? What's going to help bring you whole health? Do you need a pet at some point to teach you about unconditional love? Then this may be part of your treatment plan of becoming balanced and having whole health and true health, 100% health. So I don't know what's in my plan in the future of being able to get fully well. But right now I do not have a pet. Right now I do not have anyone in my life that truly loves me unconditionally. I have people that tell me to my face that they love and care about me. And then not all their words, definitely the majority of their actions and their behavior do not back up what they're saying. So, there's contradictions that I get a lot of the time. So, we'll see what happens in the future, but I hope at some point that I can get access to true health, so that way, like my cells begin to heal, my body really heals. I end up having more energy, and then I can figure out what I'm supposed to do for work or education, or what I'm supposed to learn, and get whole health in different areas of my life. So until next time, again, what kind of pets do you have? Do you feel loved by your pet? Do you love your pet truly? Again, until next time.